Welcome back to Steen Family Outdoors. As always, please consider subscribing to the channel. In this video, I'm going to do an overview of Sitka's Apex pack and what I keep inside it when we're out west hunting. So, to start things off, this is a Sitka Apex pack. I used this last season. We were out in Wyoming on a mule deer and antelope hunt. We did archery for both mule deer and antelope. I was unsuccessful on the archery mule deer. Was able to go back out in rifle season, use the same pack there as well. And I'll kind of talk through how we use the pack, what I carry in it, and then what my thoughts are after using the pack in the hunting use this past season. So let's go ahead and do a quick pack dump. I'll show you what I keep inside the pack as we go. First things first, on this outside here, I keep a tripod secured. They have these little straps that wrap around the pack that you can see keep the tripod secure, and it fits in there quite nicely. So I've done a video on optics already. I talked about the tripod. I won't go into that in depth here, but we keep the tripod. Then on the wings on the belt, there are pockets here. So in that first wing, I am keeping a handheld rangefinder. I like my rangefinding binos, but still like to have that handheld rangefinder as well. Other side of the belt, I'm keeping a headlamp. Always need to have a headlamp, maybe two, with me at all times when I'm hunting. We turn it around, there's two zippers at the top of this pack. In the first one up top here, I keep a little Ziploc baggie with some gloves in it, along with my knife. We need to field dress animals. That fits up there quite nicely. In the main zippered compartment of the bag, I'll get into that, there's a small compartment on the inside of the lid. In that, I use a little Ziploc baggie, and I keep some UPF mask, UPF gloves. Out there in the sun in September, October, when you're out west, the sun can be a real issue, so I like to have those with me. Keep a pull-out. This is my first aid kit pull-out, so bandages, moleskin, disinfectant wipes, all those kind of things. Stay inside that pull-out. I keep a hoodie with me. This is the Sitka Apex hoodie, so I have that thrown in the pack for an additional layer. I carry a lot of optics, primary thing I'm carrying, so got our spotting scope. I also carry the 15 power binoculars in this pack as well, so it takes up quite a bit of weight for a pack, but they are the primary things I'm carrying around. Last one is this pull-out here, and this is having my rain jacket and rain pants inside of it. Always need to have the rain gear on hand, and that rain jacket kind of doubles as kind of a windbreaker, wind stopper layer as well. So that is the pack dump and what I keep in it. I'm probably using this pack just a little bit differently than the average person who purchases it. The pack is more geared to elk hunting, kind of in the timber. Bugle pockets are what they market these on the side. I put the tripod in there, and it does okay. There's another spot I'm not using, this kind of elastic pouch on front of the pack that I could stuff. You could, if you're in a hurry, you could stuff a jacket or something like that in there too. So thoughts on the pack. I'll start with what I like on the pack. I really like the weight of this pack. So the pack's super lightweight, easy to move around. Big fan of that. It's very adjustable. I'm a tall guy. I'm 6'4", and I'm a bigger guy at just about 270 pounds. So I'm big and tall. The pack still fits nice. I can still access all of the belt pockets as well. So no complaints on the fitment of the pack. If you look on the back here too, it has nice supports on the back. It's comfortable. Never felt like I was getting too hot wearing the pack. So a lot to like about the pack. There's the pocket layouts, make sense, easy enough to follow. Now, one of the things that I'm not a fan of, I like the pack being lightweight, but because it's so lightweight, it doesn't do the best job hauling the weight around. And I'm not carrying a ton of stuff, but when you start putting optics in place, when you start putting tripods in place, the pack gets full really quick, and then it gets heavy really quick. So I like the volume capacity, but it's so lightweight and so unstructured that it doesn't do the best job of carrying that load. Another thing that I'm not the biggest fan of is the clip system. So they're the buckles that they have, and the I'm trying to say here, the belts themselves, or the belts that go into the clips, are just very small, very kind of flimsy. I didn't have issues with them breaking necessarily, but when I always was a little bit hesitant cinching that down super tight. I like the beefier buckles that are on some of the other packs. They're a little easier to handle with bigger hands too, when you need to get in there and move them, especially when you're in the heat of the hunt. It can be a little bit cumbersome with how narrow all the belting is. A thing that I also didn't love is on the sides, they have this component that kind of loops around webbing, and then you can cinch. Getting that in and out, it's easier when there's nothing in the pack, but when you put a tripod in there, I always found myself fumbling with that. I wish it was just a buckle instead. That's a pretty small nitpick, but something that I noticed taking tripods in and out. Other thing is, you kind of need that buckling, because these pockets that are really designed for bugle pockets, they're relatively shallow, so that it's not intuitive. It's not going to hold things in place without using that strap. And like some packs, you can fit a spotting scope in. This is a smaller spotting scope at a 65, and you're barely getting the spotting scope to fit in to the pack when you're buried all the way. So I would never carry the spotting scope on the outside. I got to carry it on the inside of the pack that way. But all those are relatively small. The thing that is probably my biggest gripe on the pack is that the main pocket, this is as far as it opens. So when you want to get something out of the pack, you have to kind of dig around in the pack. I would prefer a clamshell opening where this would actually go all the way out, so I could splay the pack open if I was out in the field and get access to everything that I might need. Just sometimes when you're digging around, and I even keep stuff pretty organized in pullouts and Ziplocs, it's still just a little bit frustrating. Last one on my don't like side is that the side pockets, I like using Nalgene bottles. This is geared up for a water bladder. I just have never been a fan of bladders. I struggle to keep them clean. I like the Nalgene bottles a bit more. They just don't fit the best, again, in these shallow pockets. So those are things for how I like to use a pack, where this probably won't go out again with me. I'm probably going to look to sell the pack. It's fine. It does the job. It did it okay. I'm not disappointed in how the pack worked, but kind of I'm always in the pursuit of perfecting my gear and having it fit exactly what I want it to do. And I'm confident that it's a quality pack. I'm sure there's people who absolutely love their Apex pack for what they use it for, but for me, it just isn't a long-term fit. So it's fine product. I'll be looking to get something else next season to kind of fit that need just a bit better. So hope you enjoyed seeing what we put in the pack, getting some initial thoughts on how the pack gets used. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments below. If you like the video, please hit the like button. Please consider subscribing to the channel. And until next time, get out there and enjoy the outdoors.